What's up, y'all? Y'all are now tuned into a piece of advice with your host, Madur. How y'all feeling? If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. It is a pleasure to have you. I hope you stay and enjoy the episode. If you're returning, what's up? I hope you did your homework. We're holding each other accountable all 2025. It's not the year to be played with. It's not the year we're going to play with ourselves. It's just a family that we're building and a network. And I hope you guys that you needed the last episode, which is why you returned this time around. I just want to say 2024 was a lot. 2024, it really dragged me, and I pray to God that I am never ungrateful. And I even say prayers before I even started recording today. But I pray that God don't see me as his strongest soldier again for 2025, because I can't be your strongest soldier for all these years in a row. I think this is the year that you should give me a break. And I'm pretty sure that y'all can relate, or maybe you can't. I don't know. Anyways, I had to really sit there and check on myself. We 3 weeks into the new year, and I'm still dealing with a lot from 2024. It's a new year, it's a new me. We're working on these new habits, these new things. But be for real. The first quarter of every new year still has the residuals of the year prior. I'm dealing with the family stuff, dealing with the work stuff, dealing with the parenting stuff, I'm dealing with the business stuff. I'm dealing with every single aspect of my life, down to love. Oh my God, please, let's put that one on the back of the fucking burner. Anything I can clip, let's just clip it right now. You understand? But with everything that I'm dealing, and with the fact of that, it's not even the fact of the new year, but just how much time is flying, it really helps you put things into perspective. That being said, I just want to do a mental check-in. That's really it. I want to do a mental check-in, see where y'all at. The first episode we did 5 stages of grief and just letting go. Letting go is very hard. I don't know about y'all, but letting go is very, very hard until it's not. And yeah. If you're new here, I want to know what attracted you to the podcast. So comment below. Don't be scared, because in the club we all fam. I hope y'all speak TikTok lingo. If y'all don't, then you guys will not understand me for a lot of the quotes I use in the podcast. But just comment below. Let me know what attracted you. Let me know what brought you. If you stood throughout the whole episode, let me know what you liked. And if there's anything any of you guys want to speak to, whether your current family or, adding on to the family, just let me know. But I do want to do a mental check-in with you guys. I want you to check in with yourself and list 3 things right now in the terms of self-care that you just need. I feel like we get so caught up with the aspect and the concept of time that we're always racing against time, when time is endless. Won't lie. I won't lie, and many of you may disagree, but if you miss a deadline today, is it really the end of the world? I just want to say, not to say deadlines aren't important, but, for me, one, I can use a peace of mind. Just a quiet environment. Just where I can think, I can hear my thoughts, and not have to deal with everything for everyone else. 2, I can just use a day with no obligations. I don't have to go take the kids to the doctors. I don't have to go to my mom and make her appointments. I don't have to go bring my mom to appointments. I don't have to go to work and make sure I send this new fabric out to the buyer because the buyer's going on vacation. I don't have to make sure I make time for a date or I don't have no obligations. I just want to be able to just exist and just do whatever it is that I truly feel like I want to do that day, even if it's absolutely nothing. And 3 for me would be probably a nice, just relaxing, not even relaxing, but forget that, a nice home cooked meal. I can use a home cooked meal that just feeds to my soul while I'm in the house doing whatever it is that I'm going to do and have to deal with anybody else. That would be an amazing way for me to reset and just recharge and just get to the nitty gritty and be able to push out the rest of 2025. You understand? So I want you to think of your list and what it is that you feel like you need to do, and envision that throughout this episode. Now, if coming up with the 3 things was hard for you, because I'm not gonna lie, I got number 1 and number 2 out real easy, but coming up with the 3rd thing, it wasn't that easy. If it was as challenging for you with 111 on the clock, I have to just, we always gonna take account for the angel numbers there. We're always gonna do that. But really and truly, it's just like, if coming up with 3 things that you need for yourself was very hard, that should speak volumes to you. And if you can't even hear what I just said and understand what I just said, that should speak to you even more. Because I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this podcast, you're one of those people who can probably call, name, or tell everybody about themselves, what they need, what they should be doing, what they're lacking. Oh, you just need a day. You just need that. You understand? You're probably one of those people, but you can't even do it for yourself. You're not that in tune with yourself. You need to give to yourself a little bit more. And the fact that you're even listening to this podcast, I know you're trying. So I'm not knocking you. I'm not judging you, because you're really just doing it together. I'm just the one in front of the camera, sharing my experience with you and vocalizing a little bit more. I think that it's a beautiful time to be a millennial. And that's just my opinion on it, because I feel like we are one of the first generations that is actually choosing to heal. And not just doing it because it's trendy, even though some of these people are only doing it for the trend, but we're actually choosing to heal. We're choosing to better ourselves, be better than our parents, better than our grandmothers, better than our grandfathers, better than the people that came before us and told us who we should be. It's probably one of the first generations that, no, you don't have to go to college. You could just make a name for yourself. I can actually do whatever I want to do and just be the best at it and have that be the thing that makes me money, which is probably so foreign to our parents, our ancestors, and everyone else that we sit there and try to explain it to. Until this day, even after explaining, even after seeing it generate income and revenue, they probably still don't even understand what it really is you do. They probably simplify it so much. Oh, you're just posting on social media. You understand what I'm saying? They probably don't really get it, but it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's a beautiful place to be, that we are the ones because we're changing the trajectory. I feel like the generations after us, generations to come, we're kind of leaving the breadcrumbs and the torch for them to pick up. But being the first to do something, anything at all, is actually one of the most heaviest burdens, the hardest, and has the most pressure, because there's no guideline. There's no instructions to read of, okay, you do this first, then you do this after. There's none of that. It's straight just going with it, going off vibes. We're just vibing. We're going off vibes, you're going off your discernment, you're learning how to trust your gut, you're learning how to trust you, you're finding your spirituality, you're finding religion. If you're not spiritual, then you guys do not know the difference, well, please look it up. This is not the episode for me to sit there and explain the difference between spirituality and religion to you. That is something you must do on your own. But, you understand what I'm saying? And then for me, I'm always bring it up, I'm from a Caribbean background. The household, if you know, you know. I told my mom I got a therapist. And this lady lashed out, all for the precedence of, so you want to sit there and tell people your business? What? That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. But in this time that you're choosing to heal, give yourself grace, because you're going to mess up. You're going to backslide a lot. You're like a backslider. But you're also going to keep moving forward. Or maybe you'll get stuck in your backslide and you realize this is not for you. But you find your flow, you find your groove. You just yourself count. As the first generation that's conglomerately choosing to heal, we consistently going back to the drawing board. We got to go back. We got to see what worked. We gotta notate what didn't work. We gotta try again, and maybe the second time it didn't work. Then we gotta try again. Maybe that whole plan didn't work, so maybe we shouldn't even been in the first place, and now we gotta plan something new. And maybe the third time around is the thing that actually worked a little bit more. Not the most, but it's a stepping stone. You understand? And then as we have children, as we come encounter with the next generation or anyone, even the older, because I feel like the first generation is also helping to heal the generation before us. You're teaching them new things. You gotta realize everybody is doing life for the first time. No one knows the rule book. Even with the reincarnation, do you remember your old life? No. Do you remember what? No. So we all just pretty much doing it for the first time. In my journey, I think for the most part, I am at peace with where I am. I used to be in such a rush to just get where I'm going. And I forgot all about just enjoying where I'm at. Understand, when you're rushing to get to the end goal and to the end game and to the end of things, there's only one way that everyone's lives end. And that's literally just ending. We all die one day. So what is the rush? You have to enjoy every single place that you're in, even when you're struggling, because in the struggle, there are some beautiful things that can be created. You ever walk down the street? I don't know if y'all from New York or wherever y'all watching from, but for me, we got a lot of homeless people out here. When you go to the city, you ever just walk down the block and see two homeless people? You're homeless. You're sitting on a cardboard box. You probably have a dog, or you have a companion. You have no food, you have a sign, but y'all look actually so happy, so in love, so just happy to be alive. I'm confused. You understand? Like, you just have to enjoy, even in the most down of times, there is still something that is there for you to be grateful for. And I think a lot of the times, we don't give enough light and shine to that because we so focused on what we don't have. We so focused on what we're missing and where we trying to go, what we trying to do. Like, oh, I just gotta go. And that was me. I don't think I really slowed down and stopped to really start enjoying life until these past 2-3 years. When it was like, I just lost it. I had my mental breakdown. I quit my job. I just was flying out randomly every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Y'all remember, man, for the OGs, y'all already, I was going to Hawaii. I went to Houston. Then I went to Vegas. And I was meeting a bunch of strangers. Like, just random people just living life. You understand? Like, you have to learn how to enjoy life. Where I am now, I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying where I am. I am enjoying the journey of where I am going. Because there's no question about if I'm going to end up there. I know I am. I just know it takes faith and it takes work. Because work without faith is dead. It's just dead. You have to put in the work and just know you're not doing any of this work in vain. It's all paying off. Like, some days of the healing journey, I'm on a high. I feel amazing. I feel good. This is life. It feels good to be alive. And other days, I'm sliding down the wall. I would never forget those walls on Gun Hill Road. Them walls, thank God they were made of steel. Like, thank God they were made of steel with the concrete and the sheetrock and the flat. Like, let me tell you, them walls held me up so many times. Sometimes I didn't know how the rent was going to get paid, but it got paid. Sometimes I didn't know where the next meal was coming from, but I ate. And it was lovely. Actually, it was a full course meal. Sometimes I didn't know how I was going to pay all the bills that I had on my head. And then I had a child. Then I had another one. How were all these ends going to meet? But I just knew that I was going to figure it out. I was going to figure it out, and I knew that God was always behind me. This is not a gospel podcast. It's not, but I'm just telling you from my experience what has gotten me through, what continues to get me through, and I know what is going to get me where I'm trying to go on top of what I do. You understand? That's just it. I had to choose that I wanted to start healing once I had children, because As much as we be like, we don't want to be like our parents and yada, 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 a lot of the times the apple don't fall far from the tree. And that's really how it go. I have an amazing mother. But there are certain ways that she parented us or parents that I don't agree with. And like I said, I grew up in a Caribbean household. So some of your childhood and some of my childhood, exactly the same. Like, I'm pretty sure Sunday dinner was always done by 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. I'm pretty sure on Saturdays, you was getting cursed out, woken up at 6, 7, 8 a.m. because you need to clean. You're not even up yet? Why you so dirty? Like, you know, always get cursed out for being an American, but you here. You had me here. Like, you know, it's just certain things. Like, it's really just certain things. And for me, a lot of my traumas and my triggers came from my childhood. But you gotta give grace. Like, I now understand that as a mother, being one, but also just with my mother, that she's always done the best that she could. She's always wanted the best for me. She's always wanted the best for us. But she's doing life for the first time as well. So that being said, based on how life has shaped her, I feel like all the generations before us is in this concrete, hard survival mode. They just trying to survive. They're trying to make it. Even to, if you listen to when they really speak, they're still in a survival mode. They're not trying to live. They're trying to survive. Especially because for a lot of the millennials, they're the first generation ones that's actually in the States, and that should come with a lot. You understand? It's just a little different. Like, for me, my family moved out of New York 2017, so I was here alone. I started therapy recently. Apparently, I have abandonment issues because people just be abandoning me, or so I feel. And I felt like I was never loved. So healing these things from the root up takes a lot. You understand? It takes a lot. But it's what I'm trying to do. It's what I'm actively doing. And it's just where we are. Me choosing to do these things is not the easiest thing to do. But I have learned that you don't need to be so hard on yourself. Hold yourself accountable, but give yourself grace. Sometimes things are going to trigger you, and the way you take it is not the way somebody intended, and sometimes has nothing to do with what the reality of the situation actually is. It's just how you perceive the situation, how you interpreted the situation. You understand? And that's where communication really comes in and plays a big part. You just have to learn that, 1, you have to speak up for yourself. 2, you have to give yourself grace. And 3, you have to know where you are on your journey. It makes a difference. It really do. For this podcast, we are building a safe space. Be you, your raw self, your authentic self, not the face you give your work, not the face you give your best friend, not the face you give your man or your girl or both of them or all of them. Like, not the face you give your parents, just you. Like, this is the place for that. Let's heal together. Tell us what you've learned. Tell us where you are. Let us tell you where we are. Let us all experience it together. And let's just make it how it should be. A safe space. That's really it. Listen, like I said, it's not easy. As you evolve into the new version of you, or the improved version of you, you will still have remains of who you were. It's no 100%. You don't just step out of one shoe and right into the next. It's literally a transition. So as you're stepping into the new you and you have the remains of the old you, learn that you're going to be shedding habits. Learn that you're going to be creating new habits. Learn that you are going to be in a lot of uncomfortable positions because how you would have handled it and how you're thinking of handling it is going to be at war. You're just fighting yourself. You're fighting your own self. You understand? The only deadline that life has is one thing, and that's when your days are done. Up until then, as long as you're breathing, you have nothing but the opportunity and chances and the chance to make life whatever it is that you want it to be, to become whoever it is that you want to be. You understand? That was a bar. I'm sorry, that was a bar. Clock that. Clock that. Clock that. Don't, I sound like I got a degree in philosophy. Okay, let me compose myself. But y'all know what I'm saying. And I didn't say not one thing that was wrong. I have said some things that could be challenged, of course. But no, for real. But nah. As usual, I have enjoyed speaking to you guys. Thank you to our sponsor, ruthless. That's also me. Like that too. Check out the website. Check out the merch. You guys know I'm a designer. I have my own clothing brand. But for real though, I really do enjoy speaking to y'all on this real level. Like, you know, I can only speak from my experience. I can only speak from my thoughts. I can only speak from my beliefs. And I hope that you guys were able to really, really learn something and at the very least get a peace of mind. You're where you need to be at all times. Nothing happens before its time. And everything that's happening is all aligned. The good, the bad, the ugly, the new, the old, all of that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, share, and I'll see y'all next week.